All right, y'all. Thanks for checking out Euclid Mining. Today we are looking at the RX 470 rig that I have. They are all mining Ethereum and they do pretty well. I do have two cards that I can't seem to get up to full hash. Two of them get almost to 30, but two of them stay around 26 mega hash, and I haven't figured it out why they're doing that. Actually, I believe it's this one and this one that are doing it, these two. So I haven't been able to figure that out. You know, people talk about the silicon lottery, and I hate to think that I got hit twice. But I've tried a bunch of settings. I've been fooling around with them, trying to get them to get better numbers, but I just couldn't seem to get it. So it is what it is until I can spend more time on that. They are down a little bit, but what I want to do is that at first I was going to go ahead and remove the actual power supply that I have back here. I had that powering up everything. What I did was I bought from Parallel Miner two 750 watt power supplies. I bought them with the breakout boards. Now, one of the breakout boards is, let's turn this out a little bit, is just a standard breakout board. As you can see, everything plugs in, but the other one is a little better, and I've got one over here I'm going to show you. This one is able to plug in for the ATX power source to the motherboard. It's got the primary and secondary. The problem is that these connections on, you can see they're Molex, and those I had going into the breakout board. Now, I'm going to show you over here the breakout board. So I'll have a little sneak peek of what I got coming up. So here's how they go. They go in here, and then they have the other side that connects into the Molex for the riser. But the problem is that it didn't work. They said you just buy a couple of these and do it, and it's no problem. Now, I didn't have success with that. For some reason, these would not power up the risers. So I stopped working with that, and I decided to go into a different direction. So what I have is I went ahead and I bought a couple new risers. So, you know, these only have the 4 capacitors. You know, they do have the ones with the 6. They're a little above my price range for what I'm doing. I wish I could afford the best, but at like 15 bucks a piece, you know, compared to, you know, almost half price. These are about 8 bucks, or 7.5 bucks each. You know, that's a little more my speed right now. So it is what it is. It does have the gold plated, and it does have it on here as well. These though have a different power source. So they do offer the Molex, but they also have power here and over here. So what I did was I have some wires, and what I'm going to do is I am just going to go ahead and put one of these into the board for the breakout board, and then the other side's going to go to the GPU. Now, I do have some splitters, so what I'm hoping to do is to use that splitter so I can just have one going here, and then I'll have a double coming here. One will go to the card, and one will go to the power right here. You could plug it in here, but since I'm going to be coming down from the power supply, I think some of them will be better here, some will be better here, I'm not sure. So we're going to try them both, and we're going to see if this will allow me to get rid of that power supply that is currently powering just the risers. And, you know, having that extra power supply, it's probably pulling a little extra power that I don't need to use, considering these two 750 watt power supplies give out more than enough for what I need. So right now, we'll just give it a little check. Let me hit this. So there we are here. It's about 610, looks like, 6.9, 6.11. Oh, there's a 6.13. So for round numbers, we'll just say around 6.10. And that's running the 4 of them with the board. So we're going to see if this makes any difference with getting rid of the power supply and just using the 2 HP 750 watt power supplies and see what ends up there. So I'm going to go ahead and set this camera up and we'll give it a shot. So hold on 1 minute. All right, so I have everything taken out. I've got my 4 GPUs and I've got the risers. Those are the old risers over there. Now this is the power supply that I had in there, and this is the one that I had powering the risers and the motherboard for now. But like I said, what I want to be using is my new parallel miner breakout board that has the ATX support, so I can plug my motherboard directly into it, and it also has the wire for the secondary power as well. So it's super cool. It's all in one. You can use these HP power supplies to run everything. So I'm going to go ahead and jump down here and we're going to take a look at how I'm going to be hooking these up. So let's hop over here and what we're going to do. So what we have are our 2 wires, and so this is the wire that we have currently, and this one goes to the breakout board and then to the video card. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and have that go to the breakout board, and then on this side I could take this and connect these together, and then when I do that, now I've got a splitter, and I can, well, it just fell out, but okay. But now I've got the splitter, and I can go into the GPU and one into the riser. That way I can have everything plugged in as one. I think that's gonna make things a lot easier. And I'm hoping that I get a better power result out of this. I hope that I drop a little power by not having that extra power supply hooked up. I think it will help, but we're gonna find out, we're gonna test it. I think that this is more to streamline things. I think it's a little bit of an OCD thing. You know, did I really need to get all this? It was running the way it was without these hooked up. It was running with this, but excuse me, I just had a glass of chocolate milk. But I want to make sure that, you know, I'm running as little power as possible and getting the biggest bang for my buck. You know, that's the name of the game. You know, the biggest enemy to these cards is heat, and the biggest enemy to mining is electricity. So you're going to want to drop that down as best you can. And I'm hoping by doing this and not having that running, I'm going to save a little bit of power. And over the course of a month, that translates into a few more dollars. And I like that. So let's go ahead and start hooking these together. I'm going to go ahead and we'll take this one first. We'll go ahead and hook this one on. We'll lock it in like that, and we have it set up. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around, and we're going to go ahead and get onto the rig, and we're going to start hooking these into the new power source and see where we end up. So give me a quick second, and I'm going to go ahead and start putting these over on the rig. Please excuse my mess. So I'm just trying to get this a little better angle. All right, I think that's pretty good. It's bring that over. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and plugged in, so this goes into the breakout board. So this is what I was talking about. This one here, this can go into the motherboard, and that goes into the secondary power, and that plugs into the breakout board. This is the one here that I was talking about. So it's the one strip that's going into the breakout board here. And then originally I thought that this, I could plug in a extension and have all of the risers plugged into it. It turns out this is not for that. This is so you can plug in, let's say, your hard drive or a CD-ROM, but this is not for your risers, okay? I burnt out a couple wires, and I'm going to show you those later. I actually melted them, and I spoke with Parallel Miner, and I was asking him why this was happening. Was it a malfunction? And after a couple emails, they finally realized what I was doing and said, don't do that. So don't do that. So anyway, so let's go ahead and start hooking these up. So I've got the first one, and we are going to go ahead and connect this up. Go ahead and lock that on. So we've got the new riser with the new connection. And we're going to come over here. And we're going to go ahead and get the screw. We're going to screw that down. So let's go ahead here. Start with this one. I'll tell you the truth, probably better off plugging these in first and then hooking the video card up. I think I'll like that a little bit better. So we will start with this one here. So we just simply detach the extra pin and we are going to go into the board like that. So that's super cool. I love that. That's awesome. And now our biggest trick is going to be seeing if this wire will reach on top of the GPU and if we can plug that in. Also the GPU being next to it, will there be enough room next to here to fit that? So let's go ahead and try a GPU. And we'll put the screw over here for now. And we will take that, hook it on. Seems like there's plenty of room. We can lock this in. So now we have that all connected. So it looks really good. We're happy about that. And the big test, yes, look at that. Plenty of room to meet the clearance and get that one on top and get that put in there nice and secure. So now I've got both of those hooked up with the splitter. I'm really, really happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one here. And we're going to go ahead and drop the screw on there. All right, so that is all hooked up. Something else I'm going to do while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and take care of this power source right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and first we can feed this one underneath. Make sure you guys can see all that. Yeah, you can see that. All right, so we're going to go over to here, and we are going to plug in to our secondary power supply, like that. And then we will take this one, and we'll drop it right back here, like that. So we've got all those hooked up. Now, let's see where we're at. That's the first one, so I'm going to do the second one. Actually, the second one here is the one I'm going to use for this USB connection. I'm going to jump in front of you here for a second. Go ahead and plug that one in there. So what I have is I've got 3 GPUs going into this board. I've got 1 GPU here, but I also have the motherboard. So I'm going to test that and see which one is a better suited solution. I figured that, you know, with 3 cards on this one and then 1 card, instead of having 2 and 2 and the motherboard on this one, I thought I'd split it up. I don't know if that really matters that much, but I'm just trying not to put as much load on any one as I can and try to split it up the best I can. I just assume that would be a reasonable separation. But let's go ahead and grab the other GPUs. And we will take this one and we will do the same thing again. Pop this one off and we will take that. I guess realistically I could have them just going into the back on the bottom because these are coming underneath, so they're not being dropped down on top of it. My other one, I have the power supply, it's above it and everything below it, so let's go ahead and put that one on the bottom. I wonder if that's maybe better. All right, well, we're going to find out. How about that? we're going to go ahead and swap the other one around, I think, because, well, just because. So we got that. Let me go ahead and hit this little locking piece in there, and that's going to go over to here. So I'm going to put that there for a second. Grab some more screws and start connecting this one. So I'm trying to space these out a little bit. I don't have this rig filled up, so I still have a lot of room, so I might as well have more space in between for cooling. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it on that one. All right, so that one is hooked up, and now I'm going to have this one be number 1. So plug that there, and we are going to unplug this one, and we're going to go underneath. I think I'm going to have to unscrew this one to get to it. Keep walking in front of the camera. This is why I'm not a very good YouTube person, because I keep walking in front of the camera. So let's go ahead and take that one off. Take that GPU off for a minute and go ahead and plug this. Is going to that one. So this is my wire here. So we're going to go into the back. I think maybe being on the bottom might be a better answer, considering that the, I know it sounds kind of silly maybe, I don't know, but the extra heat that comes off the back will be heating that wire up. That'll be right next to this. And, having less heat on anything is a good idea. So we're going to try it that way. I think, I don't think it really matters, but I think, for peace of mind, like I said, any way that you can divert heat, in my opinion, is a good thing. And even if you think that I don't know a whole lot about this stuff, I think that's pretty universal. I think that will be a good thing. So let's put that wire over there, that one down there. All right. And then for this one, we're going to come on top of here and hook that one on there. So that's on there real nice. So I am super happy with that. So let's grab another one. And again, we are going to hook up this one. We'll pop off one of these, slide these right off. And we're going to go in here. Hook that up. So you can see these are pretty good. Like I said, they have the 4, I guess, resistors, kind of regulating power. The other ones I had 3. So the ones that have 6 are a little above my price range. These were about, like I said, I think they're about $7, I think. I'll have to look again, but about $7 compared to $12. And considering that, I'm going to have to buy, a dozen of these, it does add up, and on a budget, I'm not there yet. This is what I got. I think the 4 is obviously an upgrade from what I had. So, you saw the ones I had before. They were the older ones. So I think I'll be doing better. I think that overall it'll get better performance. So I'm going to try it. And I think, like I said, overall it will be peace of mind, having these in the new risers. And I'm super stoked about it, getting to upgrade a little bit, getting to always, add a little bit more. So I don't know if anybody played those video games, and you get a car, and then you can upgrade the tires, you can upgrade your nitro system, you can upgrade the engine, and things like that. And little by little, you get your car. It's like a super sweet car. I don't know, whatever. It was a long time ago, but this is similar. I can upgrade. I've got the new wires, so that's better. I've got the new power supply, so I'm upgrading that from a less efficient power supply, I think. I've got the new risers, and little by little, you slowly upgrade these little things, and you end up with something that is more efficient, and more profitable, I guess, in the end is what we're looking for, right? So I'm going to drop this one in right over here. Give that a little room. And we are going to get another USB. We're going to plug that one on that one. Okay, so we're down to one more. All right, let me get that last riser. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing one more time. Go ahead and pop that one off. Get this hooked into here. That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot. So, I don't even remember what game that is. Anybody remember what game that was? What game was that? It's like back in the 90s. Man, that was some hot shit. All right. I'm going to put that one over here on the end. As you can see, I've got some pretty good spacing in here. I've got my screwdriver. And we'll drop this one in on the end. All right. For some reason I feel the need to always be talking. Just babbling about nonsense. I don't know. Probably should just stick to the facts here. Not talk about nonsense. I guess maybe I get nervous sometimes, so I just talk a lot. So, all right. So let's think about this. Now we have our last USB here. So let's think about our connections. So we've got connect, 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 and connect. I've got all three. Did I hook that up? Yes. Okay. Thought I was going crazy. Right? Let me take a peek. Yeah. Okay. Everything's hooked up. So we've got everything hooked up here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got the risers hooked up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got the motherboard hooked up for the power supply and for the main power and the secondary power. I haven't changed anything on my breakout boards, so they should be fine. So I am going to go ahead and just check these connections one more time. So hey, how about this? I'll walk behind the camera this time instead of walking in front all the time. So let's just check and make sure everything looks secure. Everything looks good. Those haven't changed. The connection here looks nice and secure. Let me go ahead and jump around to the other side and look at the secondary. And that looks good too. So we have everything hooked up the way it should be. We've removed the 850 watt power supply. Now again, when I first started off, I bought this on a budget and it was super cheap. I will say that this one did burn out. I did do a little bit of a review on this and it burnt out and I kept on using it like an idiot. So this one hasn't burnt out since I started using it. And when I did have a problem with it, I talked to the people I bought this from and they said, send it back and they will send me another one. And wouldn't you know it, they did. And I had already had it for about 4 months. And they went ahead and they exchanged it and used a warranty on it. So that was really cool about that seller. And I'm gonna mention that seller in the description below. because that was super cool of them. They could have told me to go see the manufacturer and deal with them, but instead, because I bought from them 4 months later, they went ahead and maybe it was 5 months later, they went ahead and replaced this for me. And they used the warranty on their side. They took the damaged one. They sent me a new one when they received it, and then they sent this into the warranty to get it taken care of. So, who knows if they honored the warranty for that seller or not. But all I know is that they honored it for me, the seller honored it for me. So good for them, and I really appreciate that. So now I've got this power supply. It's still brand new. I mean, still has the stickers on, the little peel off sticker stuff. Only been using this just a little bit, so hopefully I don't overwork this one like I did the last one, because I'm sure that's what happened. I'm sure somewhere in there it was my fault. So, all right, everything looks really good. Let me go ahead and hook up the video. The reason I hooked up this one as the primary source is because when I move this card all the way over, it's hard to plug this in. So I wanted to do it on this one. It makes it a little easier if I ever want to just leave it unplugged, because I don't need to leave it plugged in all the time. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll hit the monitor, and we'll come over here. Go ahead and hit the power. So on the breakout boards, I do have them daisy chained together through this cable. And with that cable, whenever I hit the power button on this one, it'll turn them both on. And same idea here. There's a one back inside here, way in the back. If I hit that power, it'll turn this one on as well. So they'll work in tandem, and they'll turn on and off together. So I really can't say much more than that. So first what we're going to do is we're going to power on these GPUs. And let's see how that looks. Looks like, yeah, it looks like I have power going to all of the risers, whereas before the little LEDs did not light up. So it looks like it's good to go here. So let's go ahead and kick this in. And here we go. Looks like we're starting. And I'm going to take the camera off of this. So it's going to get a little wobbly for a second. All right. So looks like they're kicking on. Everything's spinning. Like I said before, the fans were spinning, but the risers were not lighting up. And I figured it was just due to the power issue. Like I said, I was trying to use these connections, and for some reason it just did not like it going into that Molex. So I really wish that had worked. I thought about returning these to Parallel Miner, but I think I'm going to hold on to them just because you never know when you're going to need something ridiculous like that. So let's see. I'm looking for the power to come on over here. Did I hit that? I thought I hit that. All right, let's see now. All right, here we go. Get a little power. Bump, 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 bump. It's gonna kick in. Oh, looks like it didn't connect to the internet. Now it looks like it is. So here we are. So there they are. There's the 480s. Okay, as like I said, they are different cards. Two of them are the same. So, that being said, I'm gonna let this run for a second. I'm gonna show you my hash. And you know what? This would be a great time for anybody who wants to leave a comment to try to help me figure out why these things are not coming up to full hash. So let's see. Here we are. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe if I stop jumping around. I got the 28.1, a 28.8, and two 24s. So, which is funny is that after it finishes doing its tuning, it seems like they actually drop a little bit. So, we're just going to watch this for a quick second. But this is just a 4 GPU rig. This is where I started off. So, I just wanted to make this one work a little better. But as you can see, it looks like we are running and everything looks like it's running really well. So I guess the big truth teller is going to be over here, and we're going to see where we're running at. And we are at 613, 606. So what were we at before? We say 610? All right, so I guess we really haven't changed much, to be honest. Looks like we're still right around that 610 mark. So it doesn't look like it did us any better to do this. I think if anything, we've cleaned it up. We've gotten rid of the extra power supply, and we're just running on these 2 HP power supplies now. I could probably even get away with just running one with just 4 GPUs, but if I do that, when I tried it, the one unit runs a little harder, and this fan will kick in. And if anybody's heard those fans kick in before, you don't like it. A man like me does not like to hear that fan turn on. And when I have both of them running and I'm splitting the power supply doesn't get hot at all. I mean, this thing is almost cool to the touch. Now I just turned it on. I'll grant me that. But even later on, this thing will be pretty cool. It barely gets that warm, and I do that because I don't want these fans to turn on. So yeah, probably a little overkill for what I'm running. I don't know if you can see my numbers again. So, 24. I think I've gotten them up to about like 25, almost 26, I think, at one point. But, eventually get the system to have the GPU fail, and I have to reboot. So I just went ahead and put it in stock. How they have presets for HiveOS. There's some options where you can choose what other people had done with theirs. That's pretty much what I have on here right now. I am not an overclocking guy. I've been trying to get better at that. Now I do have a Windows rig, and I've got that one working really well with Afterburner. But, when I had those same GPUs on this rig running HiveOS, I still couldn't get them to run as well as I wanted to. It seems that I can't fine tune it the way that I want to fine tune it. Like I can do it on Windows with Afterburner, with HiveOS. I'm not versed enough in it, so I don't do well enough with it. So this is what I got. This is what I'm doing. But this is a great opportunity for you to leave me a comment and tell me what I can do besides hiring someone to do this for me. Because I want to learn. I want to learn about overclocking, and I want to learn so much more about it. And I've only scratched the surface. There's just so much that I can find out there that's for my cards. And they are, touchy. So anyway, y'all, I appreciate you checking in with this and looking at this. We're going to go hop into the other room, and I will go ahead and check this all out on HiveOS and see what we got. But I am super excited to have finished this. It is pretty tight now. I got to be honest. I may even do a little bit more. I still have that power supply down below on this shelf. I would love to be able to fit both of them, right here. But this mining rig isn't big enough. If maybe this was like an 8 GPU, this is only a 6 GPU rig. So it's not big enough, as you can see. But if I did have it for an 8 GPU rig, I bet you'd have enough room right here to go side by side with both power supplies. And then that'd be sexy. I'd be real happy with that. I don't know if sexy is the word to use. All right, I threw that in there. All right, I take that back. But it sure is hot. All right, y'all. Thanks for checking in with Euclid Mining. I'm going to go jump in the other room, and I'm going to pull this up on Hive OS real quick. We're going to take a peek at that, and we'll see where we're at. All right. All right, so real quick, I was just about to go in the other room, and I forgot to change out all the USB connectors with the new ones that I just got. And let me tell you, I'd have night sweats thinking about that, and I'd be up at 3 in the morning changing these out. So I went ahead and did that real quick, and I'm just letting this thing kick back in. So I'm just going to watch that for a quick minute. And here it is, 4 GPUs. Looks like everything's found. All right, to the other room. All right, y'all, welcome back to the mining room exercise cave room that I'm in. And we're looking at some numbers. So I've got the new risers. Like I said, I've got the new power supplies that I got from Parallel Miner, which I have a review, and I haven't put that up yet, and I'm going to do that real soon. Probably should have done that first, but this is it. So as you can see, these are the two that are running a little slower, and you know, I'm going to mess with these a little bit. Like I said, I just put them all as stock just because I was having trouble, and I would rather have them all working than not working. The other day it went down at like 11 o'clock at night. I went to work the next morning, got home from work, came upstairs, just checked on them, make sure everything was good, and noticed that I had a failure on one of them, which then shut down the entire rig. So it was out from 11 o'clock at night until about 5 o'clock p.m. the next day. So that was almost 24 hours. And that's why I got real scared with that. And I went ahead, and it wasn't the first time that happened. So I caught it before it went that far. This time it went for almost a full day. So, you know, that's, you know, in the whole scheme of things, it's only a couple bucks. But, you know, when you add that up, it definitely adds to the number, obviously. So I went and put them in stock just because I didn't want to have any problems. So like I said, I've gotten these up 25, 26, probably maxed out. But I just don't know what the story is. So I'm going to fool around with these a little bit more tonight, but overall, I am very happy, and I've got that rig all squared up, got the new power supplies from Parallel Miner. I've got all my new cables. I've got all the new USB connections, the new risers. Everything is the way I want it to be over there. Like I said, I would like to get an 8 GPU sized rig, not only to add more onto that particular one. I want to get a couple more of these, but because I would like to put those power supplies side by side. And again, OCD maybe, but I like it to be all wrapped up and tight into one rig. I think it looks pretty good. So next is going to be doing a little cable management and tying those up a little bit. But other than that, hardware-wise, I think I hit the mark. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you got to see what I did and, you know, give you some ideas and some thoughts about what you might do. So if you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to see some, you know, some people talk about what they're running, what kind of power supply. You know, if you have any thoughts about these 480 RX cards getting better than 24.81, I would love to hear about that too. So yeah, I'm definitely going to fool around with these, and we'll see if we can push these up. I would love to get them, you know, going full on like these are. And I could probably squeeze a little bit more out of these because again, they are just running at stock numbers right now. So anyway, leave some comments, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate you checking in as always, and I will see you next time. Adios.